And it will be Bridget Lumpkin and Carrion Farley back to receive for the Bulldogs. It'll be Ben Johnson to kick away for the Warriors. Short kick, about to the 15-yard line, and Farley fumbles it a little bit, but able to pick it up and make a couple men miss around the 23, but he is swallowed up by a host of Warriors and will fall forward to the 24-yard line, which brings us to the Morgan County offense starting lineup.
Number 26.
On the offensive line, the Bulldogs have Gavin Lewis, Jarrell Brown, Brett Edwards, Kristen Foster, Donovan Caswell. Brett Edwards is the only senior on the line. The rest are sophomores. At wide receiver, Bulldogs have Boone Bruce and Denver Laughlin. And then in the slot, they have Seth Roberts and Jordan Huff, two guys that we mentioned in the open that are big play ability kind of guys. In the backfield, it'll be Justin Hubbard Jr. and Bridget Lumpkin splitting carries. And the man behind this entire offense is Trenton Folds. And Folds will be in the shotgun, sends Farley out to the left, and will flip it out to him. Farley again trying to make a couple men miss in the backfield, but will be brought down again by a host of Oconee County Warriors led by Darian Goodrum. Johnson under center, and he will hand off up the middle to Boswell, and Boswell breaks free. He will score the game's first touchdown on a 32-yard run. Able to slip through the middle of the defense there. And Oconee County takes an early 6-0 lead with 9:55 left to go in the first quarter. McKellar just a simple isolation play up the middle, but Boswell able to take it to the house. And both teams started with a 3-play drive, but very different results as Morgan County lost 9 yards on their opening drive and had to punt away. Meanwhile, Oconee County responded with a 40-yard plus touchdown drive on just 3 plays.
Right, and like I was saying before, that's exactly what Coach Malone was saying he didn't want to do to start off the game with his defense.
Folds comes out in the pistol and will hand off up the middle to Bridget Lumpkin. And Lumpkin is met. Maybe they'll give him a yard. Just absolutely no room for Lumpkin to work up the middle there. And an end-around play to Elliott Martin will pick up about 2 or 3 yards. A play that looked very similar to what Morgan County saw a lot of last week against Walnut Grove. In that wing T system. Petway took a short split behind the quarterback, almost lined up as a fullback. Martin comes around on the motion, takes a handoff, picks up 3 yards on the left side. And once again, we are at a 3rd and 2 now from the 29. And Coach Malone is going to ask for a timeout, unable to get the subs on and off the field. And honestly, McKellar, with the way that Oconee County has been moving the ball in this drive, a timeout to talk things over, going into the red zone on a 3rd and 2, not a bad idea for Coach Malone. A gutsy call here for Oconee County early in the game. 4th and 1, Johnson under center with Julian Benitez behind him, and Benitez will pick up the first down. The senior had 20 carries and 108 yards as well as a touchdown coming into the game. This Oconee County team likes to remain balanced, but they use a running back by committee system. Jimmy Boswell, we've already seen tonight. Reggie Miles Petway as well. Julian Benitez now in the game. They also like to use junior Darius Norman. So really 4 guys who can run the football for this Oconee County team. Keep their legs fresh as Benitez will stay on the field for the Warriors. Good evening, and welcome to our first Grady Sports Source show of November. This is your home for high school sports in the Athens area. I'm your host, Keller Austin. Tonight, we'll tell you about one Athens area cornerback who hopes to beat his coach's personal record in the triple jump, and we'll also discuss the slate of games in the last week of the regular season and determine how those games could affect the GHSA playoff picture. Athens Academy and Prince Avenue are fighting for first-round byes, while Cedar Shoals and North Oconee hope to hold on to their home field advantage. But before we get into all that's at stake in tonight's games, let's explore how some Athens area football teams are fortunate enough to have technology that helps with game prep, while other programs stand by jealous. For more on which teams have those technological capabilities, let's go to Hunter Konashewski. On the other side of the ball, the explosive Commerce offense will need to score close to its average 36 points per game if they have a chance to take down Athens Academy.
It won't be an easy task either, though, because Athens Academy boasts a strong defense of their own, only allowing 15 points a game.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll see if Hudson can beat his coach's personal record this spring and perhaps help Cedar Shoals Track have some postseason success as well. After the break, we'll have the long-awaited playoff picture as well as my low-key lock of the week. And I promise it's more low-key than UCF's national championship. Welcome back to Grady Sports Source. It's time for a low-key lock of the week. And mine may be the boldest choice of this entire week's slate of Athens area games. I am picking the Clark Central Gladiators to knock off the Buford Wolves on the road tonight. That's right, you heard me. Clark over Buford. Yes, Buford is a powerhouse. Sure, they have 8 seniors who will be playing on Saturdays next fall. And plus, there's another uncommitted senior that has 11 offers. And those players are not going to your community college either. Sorry, FSU. Yes, that same FSU that lost to Clemson 59-10 last week. Too bad the guys on the field in Tallahassee aren't the only clowns at the school. There's plenty in the FSU Circus School as well. Anyways, those Buford guys are headed to the likes of Texas, Ohio State, LSU, Florida, and Ole Miss. And right now, you're probably saying, Keller, that's all the more reason to pick Buford. And maybe so. But the Clark Central Gladiators are coming off their 2 biggest wins of the season after defeating Walnut Grove 40-3 and Johnson 55-3. And just for comparison's sake, Buford only beat Johnson 49-0. Do some quick math and you'll figure out Clark had a greater margin of victory. Advantage Clark. Throughout the season, Clark Central's junior running back, stud O'Brien Barnett, has put the offense squarely on his shoulders, contributing more than 700 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. But in the last 2 weeks, the offensive game plan has evolved. The Gladiators have discovered play action somewhere in the Roman Empire as junior quarterback Isaac Ward, threw for more than 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in each of his last 2 games. Not to mention, the defense has only allowed a pair of field goals in the last 2 weeks as well. Confidence is soaring, and everything seems to be coming together at exactly the right time for the Gladiators, heading into the playoffs where they will likely be the 3 seed in the region. And they are my low-key lock of the week. And sticking with 5A, as I already mentioned, the Clark Central Gladiators will travel to Buford to take on a Wolves team that currently sits atop Region 8. The Wolves haven't lost a home game to a Georgia high school team since 2012, when the Deshaun Watson-led Gainesville Red Elephants came away with a 19-15 victory. And finally, down in Single A, the Prince Avenue Wolverines host the Riverside Military Academy Eagles from Gainesville in a rematch from earlier this year. Riverside is the only team to beat Commerce and that tough defense that we told you about earlier in the game of the week, and they won last week 20-19. Thanks, Tyler. We are all looking forward to the playoffs and what matchups all the Athens area teams might face deeper in November en route to the GHSA State Championship games. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you all for joining us, and be sure to tune in next time for a local basketball preview. Until then, follow us on Twitter at GSportsSource and on Instagram at Grady_SportsSource. For Tyler Head, Hunter Konashewski, and all of us here at Grady Sports Source, I'm Keller Austin. Have a great night, everybody.